Hey, what's up guys? Hope you're having a great day. Today's restaurant is called Bibimbap House. It was suggested by a viewer a while ago when I did my Waipahu cafe review, and it's kind of next door to it, next to the restaurant and the Far East Chinese restaurant in a little strip mall in Waipahu. I tried to turn around to give you a landmark if you're not familiar with that area, and the closest cross street it's off of Farrington Highway and Leokane Street, and you'll see the Aloha gas station and the Cutter Mazda right there at that intersection, and it's in the shopping plaza with that Aloha gas station. So what they specialize in is Korean food, and I don't do too much Korean food because I'm kind of spoiled. My mom is a great cook and she's from Korea, so I don't really do takeout too much. But I'm interested in bibimbap. It's not something I really eat often, and they do have something unique that they do with it, different kind of unique choices for toppings. They're also famous for their scallion pancakes, so that's a Korean pancake with scallions and seafood in it, and that's what I got. So we'll start off with that today. This is it, and it's got some scallions, chives, some looks like squid and other types of seafood with some carrot. You get a little dipping sauce right here. So we'll dive on into it. So this is the pancake. You can see that it's pretty thick, and it's got lots of stuff inside of it. See some squid chunks in there. Really tasty. The sauce is good. Seasoning's good. I did do obviously takeout and have to drive home, but there is a little dine-in area. It's a very, very tiny place, but there was a couple dining in, and I'm sure this would be really good if you were dining in or you ate it right away. Unfortunately, it had a little bit of a drive, so it's not as crispy, but it still has a crunch to it. But I can only imagine how it tastes right off the pan. It's probably super crunchy and yummy. They also do other pancakes. I saw on the menu an oyster seafood pancake, so it had oysters in it. But I just got the regular seafood pancake. And so far it's really delicious and very flavorful. It's got a nice taste to it, and it's mild for those that want to eat Korean food but don't like spicy stuff. This is not spicy at all. It's just got a nice crispy batter and nice fillings in there. Every bite has something in it to give it flavor, whether it's the seafood or the veg. It's really awesome. I'm not tasting other seafoods in here. I mean, I'm not sure what else they would put in here, but you do see a lot of diced up squid. So that's the main thing in here. So if, just a word of warning for the ones who don't like squid or octopus, that's what is in here mainly. So if you don't like it, then I wouldn't get this. The sauce is really good to me for my personal taste. I think it's pretty authentically Korean. Most local people or Americanized Korean food, especially the meatjun dipping sauce, it's very, very sweet to me, and I don't really care for that. But this is really nice. It's got a really good balance of the salty and just a little bit of sweet. So it's not too sweet. So if you're expecting that really, really sweet sauce, then this isn't it. But yeah, there was two, I don't know if they're a couple, but two Korean, a man and a lady running the store, really, really friendly. And this is definitely authentic. So yeah, I definitely recommend this. This is really good. It's pretty good portions too. You can definitely just buy one and probably split it between two people for an appetizer, unless you're really hungry and you can eat it yourself. But I think this would be a really, really good poo-poo or something like a snack. So for this, a big plate of seafood pancake, which is a pretty big portion in my eyes, it's $15.95. So pretty good deal. You can definitely split it with two people, and it's a very big portion. So now we're gonna dive on into what they're famous for, and that's their bibimbap. And if you don't know what bibimbap is, bap means rice in Korean. It means to mix the rice, and it's got different toppings on it. Usually it's different vegetables, mushrooms, and a little bit of meat. It can change, it can be seafood as well. So the twist to this Bibimbap House is they have different toppings that are not usually used in Korean cuisine, but would work well. So I got the Sashimi Bibimbap. They also have other things like shrimp. They have uni even, unagi, and many other things, lobster even. Unfortunately, like I said, my mistake, I should have just eaten it in my car somewhere. But my sashimi looks a little bit cooked from the hot rice, but otherwise it looks delicious. So let's try it out. With bibimbap, you get different vegetables, like I said, and the sauce that you're supposed to mix everything together. So I'll mix it for you. All right, so I mix the sauce in. Usually the sauce is a gochujang type sauce. And from what I taste so far, it's very authentic and yummy. It's got a little hint of like a vinegar in there, which it's supposed to taste like. And I mixed it up with all the veggies that they give. It looks like they've got different stuff such as bean sprouts, looks like even some fern shoot, and carrots, mushrooms, cabbage, all kinds of stuff in here. Looks awesome. Pretty tasty. This is a really good meal to have. It's got everything in it. It's got your rice, your veg, and whatever meat or protein that you're gonna pick. And if you're vegetarian, you don't have to get the meat with it and just have the veg, and it still got great taste due to the sesame seed oil. Everything's really flavorful. I like the crunch of all the vegetables together. It's really good, and I like that they put, you know, the sauce on the side in a separate container, because everybody has their level of spiciness, so you don't have to put all of the gochujang sauce into your rice to mix it with. So it's definitely not going to be too spicy if you don't want too much of that sauce in there. Let's try out the sashimi, which actually looks like big poke chunks. Pretty good. Like I said, it kind of par cooked my fish, but it tastes like delicious ahi, even though it's halfway cooked. Really yummy. They also give you some Korean pickled daikon, which is different from the Japanese version. It's kind of soaked in a soy sauce, looks like. Try it out. Usually they give you this kind of pickles with Korean fried chicken. Yeah, and the taste is really good. Really authentic. The vinegar and soy in the daikon really cleanses the palate between bites, and it's really refreshing. And if you're wondering what these black little long shoots are, those are, like I mentioned, the fern shoots. They're actually the same as, similar to ho'io, which is used to make the poho salad, which is a Hawaiian fern. The only difference is in Korean cuisine, it's usually kind of dried and then reconstituted in water, and then seasoned usually as a banchan, like a side dish. You can usually use it as that, and they toss it in sesame seed oil and, you know, salt and seasonings, sort of the same as what they do with the bok choy in your plate lunch at Korean places here in Hawaii, or the watercress. So I'm liking that they put that in here, because it's really rare to see. You never see that if you were to order bibimbap at an Americanized fast food place such as Yummy's Barbecue here or something like that. There's also shiitake mushrooms in here, all kind of goodies. And I'm not even sure if this fish was meant to be par cooked, since it's called sashimi bibimbap, but I would assume when you sit in and dine in, when you get bibimbap, they're going to give you a big stone pot that's hot, and it's going to be sizzling with the rice, and you're supposed to stir everything. So I would assume if you dined in, this fish would get cooked anyway from the hot stone pot. So it's no big deal that it's cooked. It's really actually delicious, with the outside a little bit cooked and the inside a little bit raw, almost like a seared ahi. As far as the ahi goes, the actual meat, this is very fresh. It doesn't smell fishy at all, and it's very nice pieces, no grizzly pieces, and really tender to eat. So the price for the ahi bibimbap, it's $17.99 for this whole plate, everything here with the pickles and everything. So kind of on the high side, but they give you a pretty good amount of food. If you were to get the regular bibimbap, because what bibimbap is actually served with bulgogi meat usually, and I've never heard of anything else like such as the things they're putting on here, like the ahi and stuff. But I like the creativity, and I can see why it's a little bit higher if you're getting the ahi on there. And then the other stuff is also the same price in that high range if you start getting towards the lobster, and they even sell abalone and all that stuff that I mentioned, the seafood. It gets kind of up there. But if you were to get the regular bibimbap, it's pretty normal priced. So the more things that you're putting on there and all the fancy seafood, the price will start to go up. But I don't think it's bad at all. It's a pretty good portion. I'm getting a little full, but I think I can probably finish a little bit more off camera. But I just wanted to get to the point that I thought it was delicious. I liked all the fresh veggies in there and the authentic veggies that are in there, such as the fern shoots and the shiitake mushrooms. They didn't use anything different that you should not put in bibimbap. I believe there's also the bean sprouts, carrots, zucchini, and I believe the bok choy and cabbage. So lots of fillings in there, and the sauce was delicious. It was seasoned right with the right amount of vinegar, and it's not too spicy. And I like the pickles. It's a good addition. Usually I've never really seen that with a bibimbap, but it's really good with it. So if you're looking for an authentic, interesting Korean place to eat at that's a little bit different and off the beaten path, definitely try the Bibimbap House. So thank you very much for suggesting this, Aisha. I appreciate it. I would have never known about this place if you haven't had commented and suggested it. So yeah, definitely check this out. It's a kind of a newer restaurant that just kind of opened up. So I appreciated all the food that was offered to me. It was very delicious. The other offerings they have are regular kalbi plates, stuff that you would get at a regular plate lunch Korean place. So if you're not into the pancake and the bibimbap, and you just want to get your regular kalbi or barbecue chicken or bulgogi plate, they make those too, and other things such as chicken katsu. So I mean, everything was seasoned well and was tasty, so I'm sure their regular plate lunches are just as tasty. So if you're craving a Korean plate lunch, check them out. And I'll see you again next time. Press the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I'll see you again. Peace out.